Have you ever wondered where the nails trimmed off your fingers at the salon end up? What if those tiny clippings had a power you could never imagine? Amaka had always loved getting her nails done. To her, it was more than self-care, it was an event. And when she heard about the Nail Queen, the biggest nail salon in Lekki Phase 1, she knew she had to experience it. Everyone who visited came back talking about how perfect their nails looked and the prestige of being one of Lekki big girls after stepping out of that iconic glass building. Owned by the classy and wealthy Becky, the Nail Queen was not your typical salon. Appointments were booked weeks in advance, and cancellations were unheard of unless you wanted to be blacklisted. Stepping into the shop meant stepping into luxury, marble floors, chandeliers, and attendants who served champagne as you waited. But amidst all this glitz and glamour, no one ever stops to wonder, what happened to the nails Becky trimmed from her customers? It was a Friday evening when Amaka finally got her appointment. She walked into the salon, instantly struck by the luxury. Becky herself greeted her with a warm smile that felt off. Amaka couldn't place her finger on it. But there was something about the way Becky's eyes seemed to pierce through her soul. "Welcome, darling," Becky said, her voice smooth and inviting. "You are in for a treat today. This is your first time, right?" Amaka smiled nervously as she was led to one of the posh chairs to sit. Becky insisted on handling Amaka's nails personally, which was a rare honor. As Becky walked, Amaka's eyes wandered. She noticed a peculiar shelf lined with ornate jars. From her angle, she could swear they were filled with fingernails. She shivered, but quickly dismissed it. Maybe it was just a unique decoration. "You have such lovely nails," Becky said suddenly, breaking Amaka's thoughts. "You must take good care of them." Amaka smiled awkwardly. "Thanks, I try." Becky continued filling, occasionally glancing at Amaka with a knowing smile. When she finished, she swept the clippings into a small black box at her station. Amaka's curiosity got the better of her. What happens to the nails after?" she asked. "Oh, we dispose them responsibly. Don't worry about it, dear." Amaka nodded, but something about the answer felt rehearsed. That night, Amaka felt strange. Her fingers ached slightly, and she had the most vivid dreams of Becky standing in a circle of candles, chanting over piles of nails. She woke up soaked in sweat, but she brushed it off as a side effect of all the champagne she had at the salon. But over the next few days, things took a darker turn. Amaka noticed her nails growing back at an unnatural speed, longer and thicker than ever before. She also began experiencing strange nightmares, shadows with claw-like fingers stretching at her window, voices whispering her name, and visions of women crying out for help. Her health deteriorated quickly. She felt weak, dizzy, and paranoid. She stopped going out, afraid of an invincible eye she felt watching her everywhere. It wasn't until she overheard a conversation between two women at the gym that she began to place things together. "Did you hear about Nkechi?" one of the women whispered. "She went to the Nail Queen last month and suddenly fell ill. They said her nails wouldn't stop growing, and she's in the hospital now." Amaka froze. "I heard the same thing happened to another girl," the other woman replied. They say Becky uses her customers' nails for some sort of juju. That's why she's so rich and why her business is booming. But no one can prove it. Amaka's heart pounded. Was that what was happening to her? Desperate for answers, Amaka sought out a local herbalist in Lekki. The woman, Mama Jiro, listened intently as Amaka described her symptoms and the strange events surrounding the nail queen. Young lady, Mama Jiro said, what you have encountered is no ordinary businesswoman. That woman is using your nails to feed her wealth and power. Every clipping she collects is tied to a ritual. She traps the energy of her customers to sustain her business. Amaka's stomach twisted. Is there a way to stop it, ma? Is there a way to stop it? Mama Jiro handed her a small bag of herbs and a bottle of red liquid. Drink this before you sleep tonight. It will protect you, but to break her hold completely, you must destroy the nails she had collected from you. The next day, Amaka returned to the nail queen, her fear replaced by anger. Becky greeted her as if nothing was wrong. But Amaka could see the flicker of unease in her eyes. I need to see where you kept my nails, Amaka demanded. Becky's smile faded. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't play dumb with me, Amaka replied. I know what you're doing. Show me, or I will make sure the whole of Lekki hears about your dirty little secret. Becky hesitated before leading Amaka to a hidden room at the back of the shop. The air was thick with the smell of incense, and the walls were lined with shelves of jars, each labeled with a customer's name. Amaka spotted her jar instantly. Without waiting, she grabbed it and smashed it on the ground. The moment the nails shattered, she felt an intense wave of energy through her body. Becky let out a scream and collapsed to the floor. The light in the room dimmed before plunging into darkness. Amaka didn't wait to see what happened next. She ran out of the shop and didn't stop until she reached home. For the first time in weeks, she felt herself again. A few days later, news broke that the nail queen had shut down overnight. Becky was nowhere to be found, and her once thriving salon was abandoned. Amaka warned everybody she knew to be cautious about where they went for beauty treatment. The experience left her shaken, but wiser. She would never again let luxury blind her to danger. As for Becky, gossip circulated. Some said she fled to another country. Others believed her own dark powers consumed her. But one thing was certain. No one in Lekki would forget the nail witch anytime soon.